Russia's actions in Ukraine and Crimea have sent shockwaves through Eastern Europe. Poland and the 3 Baltic states fear they could be next. NATO plans to send more troops and equipment to deter any Russian aggression. The US will quadruple its spending on European defense, $3.4 billion in 2017 alone.
Mr. Putin, in my second term, has had an increasing tendency to view the world through a Cold War prism.
This statement that Russia is a security threat is used by countries that want to portray Russia as an enemy.
We will not compromise on the principles on which our alliance and the security of Europe and North America rest.
250 US tanks and armoured vehicles will be deployed on NATO's eastern borders. 4,200 new US troops will be rotated through the vulnerable NATO states each year. Will this be enough to reassure nervous NATO allies? Will it provoke the Kremlin? Estonia is one NATO country feeling the chill wind of Russia's new aggressive posture. TRT World has gained exclusive access to an Estonian government document which demands an even greater increase in NATO presence in the Baltic region. It calls for 2 combat-ready brigades. That's around 10,000 troops. It wants 2 squadrons of fighter aircraft, about 40 planes. And it wants the US to maintain a permanent naval presence in the Baltic Sea. Estonia's politicians are convinced they need this level of commitment.
But Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania are frontline nations. NATO has to create more visible deterrence.
For now, Estonia must rely on its volunteers, like this group, learning how to take out enemy vehicles with a mine. 15,000 unpaid part-time soldiers, the first line of defense against Russian incursion. Lisa Maimetz is a teacher, learning how to lay an anti-tank mine.
I do feel the threat, and that's why I believe that it's important to be ready. So this kind of action here is very important, I think.
In the last 2 years, the number of people joining Estonia's Defence League has gone up by 10%, a link, some would say, with Russia's actions in Ukraine. It is clear that some Estonians do perceive a new level of threat from their Russian neighbour. Just like Ukraine, Estonia has its own Russian minority. Here in Narva, 90% are ethnically Russian. Moved here in Soviet times, communist factories have closed, unemployment has gone up. Many feel left out. There are some concerns that just as in Ukraine and just as in Crimea, the grievances of the Russian minority here might be manipulated by Russia, creating a pretext for a much more obvious intervention. Estonia's weekend warriors practice repelling a Russian incursion. They fear, without a much bigger and more visible NATO deterrence here, they would quickly be overrun. Simon McGregor-Wood, The Newsmakers, Estonia.